Show here. I made a video on Action Part 1, full cast, and Action regular cast, and I'm not sure if I give this guy a shout out, so I just want to give this guy a shout out. CXROQ. I did give it to TD Raj, but I may have forgotten to give you this shout out. I'm sorry if I didn't, but I'm basically going to put this at the start of this video, the regular cast video, but it's also a shout out for the full cast video. What's up guys, coming straight here back in the video. Today's video is what if there was 3 teams in total drama action. So this idea was by TD Raj. Thank you for your suggestion. You said the whole cast, but I want to make this a 2-part series for you. So first of all, I'm going to do the whole cast, and then I'm going to do the characters who was originally in total drama action and Courtney, as she'll be in the first episode. I also have that as a what if idea as well, suggested by one of you guys, which I'll be getting around to soon as well. So episode 2, the eggs. So whoever wins the challenge gets the eggs. So we just don't know how everybody else does, because Cody wasn't here, Katie, Sadie, Tyler, Noah, Eva, DJ. These guys fail, so how would these guys do? Noah probably not doing that well here. Tyler will mess up. Sadie and Katie are definitely messing up, thanks to Justin. Eva, she'd be okay at this. Cody would fail. Zeke would probably fail. Because Duncan lasted the longest, nobody's beating Gwen, Trent, or Duncan. I think these 3 are winning the challenge. So Jeff and Bridget, they usually go home. But to even the numbers, I'm going to make this a single elimination. And most of you guys voted before Jeff goes. I think Jeff will go. So Jeff's out. Then Gaffers, the grips, and the slashes. Because Gwen and Duncan are different teams, Trent's not throwing challenges, so I'll keep that in mind. They pick the teams now, so Gwen picks Lashana. Trent will pick, I don't think a lot changed, I think he will probably still pick Lindsay. Duncan will pick DJ, because of his friendship in Ireland. Gwen will pick Cody. I think she's very good friends with Cody, so she'll pick Cody. Trent picks... Lindsay says in the original to pick Tyler, but they say Tyler's not here, so I think Trent would have to pick Tyler, just because Lindsay says it. Then Duncan would pick Owen, because of his friendship in Ireland. Gwen... This is where Sean would say that line, keep your enemies closer, so I think Gwen would pick Heather. I think this is where she picks Heather. I think Trent would pick Justin. I think he picks Justin. Duncan picks Beth, because he seems to have a bit of friendship with Beth. He picks Katie. I think Trent will pick Bridget. I think he picks Bridget. Duncan... Courtney. He'd probably pick Courtney first, but he would pick Courtney because he likes Courtney. Between Eva, Ezekiel, Harold, Izzy. I think out of these people, Harold. I think here he picks Harold. Pick Eva. I think you would see Eva very good in challenge stakes. She's very good at challenges. Then Gwen would pick Izzy. I think she'd pick Izzy. Trent would pick Ezekiel. And I think Duncan would be left with Noah. So that's the teams for this season. Kind of struggle with that. Let me know in the comments what the teams you would have, what you think they would pick. I was kind of thinking in universe what the decisions Gwen, Trent, and Duncan would make, because keep in mind that Gwen and Trent aren't picking characters despite each other. Trent's picks are a bit similar in Gwen's, but there are some differences. You can argue Courtney would have been first for Duncan, but I mean, that's the order I'm doing it in, so Noah and Owen, I'm thinking here their friendship probably moved up with Eva, and Izzy's just on the gaffers. So episode 3, the first part of the challenge is carry up to film equipment. DJ would refuse, but Eva would just carry it. I think here, the one adjustment, Tyler would do it, and Izzy. I think the grips will lose, because I think Tyler will probably mess up.
think about is the acting scenes. This has been the gangster, the grandma, and I'm gonna have to think of something else for slashers. I think a horror themed character, and we know Duncan does it for his team, and Izzy. So who does it for the grips? I think Harold would do it. So could Harold be Izzy? I know Moodsaw, his authentic Japan idea, lost in the challenge, but I do think Harold would actually be able to do this challenge. I think the gaffers lose because Izzy's on their team. DJ still has his lines at chef, and the gaffers lose this challenge. So everyone votes for Izzy because she cost them the challenge. E-scope is out. Episode 4. So this is making the castle challenge, basically balancing the board. Trent's not throwing challenges this time because even though there's other teams as Gwen, he's not losing it because Duncan's not there to make him jealous. So I mean Duncan will have no reason to interact with each other here. So Noah's suspicious of DJ. I feel like Noah would get Owen and Eva in an alliance. Courtney's with Duncan, but they don't like Courtney. Heather's going to try and manipulate someone into her alliance. I think we need Katie and Sadie because she hasn't done that bad, and Cody, I think she's going to try and get those four together, see if she can get the majority, but I think it's Heather's not going to really work. Justin's using his looks on Lindsay and Bridget, I think, and even getting Ezekiel manipulated. Justin would see Ezekiel and Harold easy to manipulate. He also would see Tyler and Lindsay as a threatening couple. Here, episode 4, bouncing the boards. Wemba's pretty alright. Lashana, Cody was decent. Would be good at this. Heather's alright. Casey, not so much. Trent's decent. Justin's uses looks. Harold's mad skills. I think Harold wins it. Everyone else here, Eva would be really good at this challenge. She'd be good. I think the gaffers lose the first part, the belts and the beam. And the prop sandcastles, so there's no number 9 obsession because Trent's not losing it. So Trent, they make a castle. I think they could do it. So I think the groups only do better in this challenge because Trent's more focused. And the gaffers, the dancing part, so it's the tiebreaker, LaShawn and Trent. And someone to be the dancer. I don't know. I feel like Noah. I feel like Noah would just go up and do it. I feel like Noah being Noah, feeling bad for the last season. You know how he was the first person voted off. Wants to actually do the challenge. And who wins? I think Noah's losing this because we see that LaShawn and Trent are pretty good at this. And Trent originally did throw the challenge, and it seemed like Trent was probably going to win. I can't say that for certain, but LaShawn is pretty good here. Like, I don't think anyone's going to beat. Noah's not going to beat Trent and LaShawn at that point. I think Noah's probably losing that. And I think they're going to elimination. Noah has this 3-person alliance to target Courtney. Then Courtney vote for Noah. DJ, he's with Duncan, so he's going to vote for Noah. Beth, and Duncan realizes at this point, dumping Eva would not be a good move. Even though DJ doesn't like Courtney, I think DJ would be nice enough as to where he would vote with Courtney. Now, it's whoever Beth would want to vote for. Now, it's a bit tricky to figure out who Beth would vote for, but using the logic that Noah and Beth have been teammates in Ireland, her interactions with Courtney in action, where she refused the girls' alliance, I think she's going to side with Owen, Noah, and Eva. So team Noah, I'm going to call it because Izzy's not here, which means after this challenge, Courtney is eliminated. So Courtney's out. Episode 5 is 10 crazy accounts, so this is landing on the horse. So Gwen does it, Shauna, Cody could do it, Heather, Katie, and Sadie. Tyler probably could do it as well, Justin, Lindsay, Trent, Bridget, Harold, Ezekiel, Duncan, DJ, Noah, Eva, Owen, Beth. So now they have to chase each other around with the horse, with the basically have to chase each other around with the lassos. So this is just basically the spot of capturing each other. So even DJ are winning this for their team. I don't think anyone's capturing the slashers. So it's between the gaffers and the grips. Now Trent's not throwing this time, so he wouldn't lose. So it really depends. Does Katie and TDA? Cody's pretty fast in Ireland. Justin doesn't want to damage the Zeke. I think here Trent's not throwing. And Trent originally had the rope near Gwen and would have actually caught her. So I do think Trent can capture Gwen. I don't think anyone's getting Lashana. I know he's Harold, he's got mad skills. I think it's whether or not Harold could do it for his team. I'm going to give it to the grips. I think the grips win. And, Shauna was a Heather. Cody and Gwen with a Heather. Katie and Sadie, I probably think they vote for Heather. Even though Heather's not done that much to them, I do think they probably vote for Heather. Actually, no, I probably think Heather goes here. I think they vote for Heather. I think Heather can't save herself, I don't think. You could argue that she could manipulate Katie and Sadie. But I think Katie and Sadie realise Heather's personality at this point, and I think someone like Cody could easily convince them. Do you want to upset Trent, or do you want to, or that? And I think for what Heather did in Ireland to Trent, I think they're not going to join her. So Heather's out. Episode 6 is an aftermath. The only difference here is Bridget isn't the host. So I probably think it'd be funny if Heather or Courtney was the host with Jeff. And Izzy would come back. Present theme challenge. So who gets locked in? Duncan gets locked in the cage. Lindsay and Gwen. So I think Lindsay's losing that because I don't think she's beating Gwen or Duncan. Second part's pushing your team, so DJ would push. Well, actually, not Eva pushes. Justin can't blackmail Gwen this time because her and Trent never break up. And I will make that into a what if video as well. But they never break up in this time. So Justin still doesn't want to do it. Tyler would push to try and press Lindsay. And I think here, what would happen is Izzy would be on the losing team. So Gwen's not trying to throw. Eva could make it to the end with FT. I feel like I think the gaffers could get to the end. So it's between the grips or the slashers. I think here that Tyler Eva. I think Eva could get to the end before Tyler. So I think they're losing. So Izzy's put onto their team. Izzy's goes on the losing team. So she's put onto the grips. And here, I think basically Chris says Izzy can't get voted off as she's returned to the game. So Justin wants to get rid of Tyler, but Lindsay won't have that. So Izzy kills with them. Justin convinces Bridget and Harold and Izzy to vote for Tyler. Zeke's friends with Lindsay, so he wouldn't vote for Tyler. I think Justin could convince Trent to vote for Tyler, as he wants to vote for Lindsay. Like Tyler's sent home pretty unfairly. Kind of sad, really, considering the fact that he not only helped the challenge but pushed for his team. No, actually, so these two there, would they get rid of Ezekiel? Would they get rid of Zeke? Harold's friends with Zeke. Justin, I feel like Zeke's gone. I think Ezekiel's eliminated. So these three together, so these three vote for they like Justin, so they want to vote for they're the majority at this point. So Justin decides whether he want to get rid of Bridget, Harold, and Trent. And I think he chooses to eliminate Bridget. as Bridget's the biggest threat out of the three. And in this timeline, Bridget's really good at challenges. So Bridget's out. I know she would see Tyler and Lindsay as an option, but I think Justin realised at this point he doesn't have the numbers to get rid of Tyler yet. Episode 7. 8. 1 for the cooking nest. Okay. So here, this is where they have to basically with the illnesses. So how would everybody do here? Well, I think everyone could eat pizza. Sean forgets to study in Duncan. Noah would be very good at this because he's very smart. So Tyler will probably forget to study as well. So who actually wins? I think the slashers are winning. Second between the gaffers and the grips. I think it'll Shauna. I don't see Tyler being a professional here. I think Justin could use his looks and Izzy. I feel like he tried to make a guy's alliance. So he get these two at this point. And he says, let's get rid of Tyler. So they're a couple. They can't any further. But Justin would see that. Gwen and Trent are also a couple. So, and Owen and Izzy are also a couple. So I think here, Justin, these three. Who are these connected to? I feel like Justin, his friend, cool at the Ram Bros, but to get rid of Izzy. So I think he convinces his 4-person alliance to get rid of Izzy. And these three voted for Ezekiel. So I think Izzy would go home. So Izzy just returned and she gets voted off. Pretty interesting. Episode 9. Also, Shauna probably... Actually, it depends. Shauna might not trust PDA. So here, we have the Sandwich Project, so the Scare will be Gwen, Duncan, and I feel like Harold would want to do it. Like his commercial on World Tour. I think Harold would want to do something authentic. So Gwen, first part, the Woods, Shauna, Tyler, Eva. I think Gwen gets the point. The bathroom, Cody, Lindsay, DJ. Actually, no, Chef forced DJ to do it instead of Duncan. I think. I feel like the Slashers would lose, but it doesn't really matter because after this challenge, DJ would still quit. The making out scene, Lindsay and probably Justin, Katie and Cody, and I guess Beth and Noah. Which I think Noah was like, nah. So I think DJ still quits. Episode 10, Masters of Disasters. Okay. So Masters of Disasters. Fisto Owen wouldn't get his jaw broken this time because Izzy's not here. So Noah wants to get rid of Justin, but they're on different teams. Master of Disasters, I think everyone gets across. Eva could dominate it for a team. Then the padlocks, whichever would get out first in the water, I think. So I think here, no, the Slashers could get out. And Justin and Lindsay were fighting over a piece of paper. So I think the Scaffers could get out. So Lindsay likes Justin. Trent Harold over Zeke. Justin sees that they're close and that quite threatening. So he votes for Zeke. Tyler could probably vote for Zeke. So I think Ezekiel would probably be out here. In episode 10. You know what? Fair play to Ezekiel. In episode 10, that's really good for him. That's very impressive for Zeke. That's 5 per team. That's pretty crazy per team. Which is pretty cool. So episode 11. This is where Justin's getting his losing his looks arc. And we have jumping out the plane. Owen would still be forced to go out like the original. Duncan still was offsetting traps. There's no reason for Duncan to do that anyways. He's still Admiral Lindsay. Actually, Heather's not here, so she's not Admiral Lindsay. Lindsay's not here for Explosivos. This is whoever is better, who makes the bombs. So Duncan's winning this challenge for team, right? There's no way Duncan's not winning this challenge. So between the grips and the gaffers, who would make a better bomb explosion? Something just, I feel like Harold would have like some knowledge on bombs. I feel like that Harold would actually be really good at this sort of thing. Like, I don't see Katie Sadie or Cody doing that well here, or Shauna or Gwen. Well, Shauna was here originally, but she's not trying the juice this time. So I think the grips win. And they vote for Sadie. Why? Well, she had her run an island. Now it's Katie's turn. It's just because they would see that there's this two-person alliance. Like, they're not stupid. Gwen and LaShawn and Cody realize if they vote for Cody, they have to face an tiebreaker, and there's a chance that they could lose in that tie, and they might as well get them out while they can. They're a threat. If they get any further in the game, they'll be a threatening power duo. So, Ezekiel and Sadie out. Answer that. Pretty cool. That's interesting. Episode 12. Ocean's 8 or 9. So Courtney. Would she return here for suing the show? No. I don't think Chris would let Courtney come back here. I know she got... Actually, she could sue the show here. I think we have too many contestants. I'm just going to say Chris doesn't allow Courtney to back. We have quite a lot of contestants at this point. I think Chris would say she had a chance to compete. She's not filing a lawsuit. So episode 13 is Romy Bank. So basically, this is who gets caught and saved. So Owen gets caught. I think Katie gets caught. And probably Harold. So how well everybody does here. I think Noah's really smart. So him and Eva could get Owen out and Duncan. And the grips force and the gaffers have no choice. So who gets out first? The other one's forced to be left behind, I think. I think Tyler, Lindsay, and Justin and Trent are doing worse than LaShawn actually is caught, not Katie. I think they're forced to leave LaShawn and Harold. Then this is the bank teller, so who gets to that point? I probably think the Slashers get there first. So the Slashers win, and then it's the go-karts. So this is the race to the end. Duncan's really good at this challenge, really. Like, he's almost like stripping a car. And this is just whoever I think to get to the end, realistically, and race to the end. So Duncan was able to win and Eva, so I think they're winning this challenge. I think they're losing. Between the gaffers and the grips, I think here, that the grips could actually hold their own. Gwen's pretty strong, Shauna, Cody's not that strong. So I think the grips win, and these three sit together to vote for Katie. Fair play to Katie. She lasted 2 episodes longer, which is a shame. Episode 14. So this is the bone making challenge. The first part's making the fire. I think Duncan was still G. I think Gwen, Tower, the grips, and the gaffers have bigger bones. So it's basically a one-on-one. Gwen, Tyler, Duncan. Tyler's not going to hit a girl, and Grace is always a gentleman. Between Gwen and Duncan, I probably think Gwen gets that point. Shauna is Eva. I'm going to give it to Eva. I think Eva is a lot more smarter than she was. She waits and anticipates Shauna attacks, and then Eva gets, so she gets the point. Then Cody, Justin, and Noah. Justin wouldn't want to get his looks damaged, so he's not winning. Noah and Cody, I'm probably going to say Cody gets that point. Then that's 1-1-0. And then Trent, Harold, and Owen. So Owen's definitely go. Trent, Harold. I think Harold probably gets that point. I feel like Harold has some mad skills here. So that's Beth. And these two get to choose who they want to go again. So they send LaShauna. and Harold. So I think Shauna's winning. That's 1, 1, 3. So I think the grips win. The gaffers win. But then the slashers have to do one last challenge. They gotta go another round. And Eva and Harold, I think Eva's winning. And Justin and Harold vote for Lindsay. Sarah and Lindsay vote for Justin. So in a Lindsay-Justin tie, I think Lindsay's going home. I think Justin could probably beat Lindsay in any tiebreaker. So Lindsay's out. Episode 15, Extreme Sports. So there's 3 in the group, so somebody have to go again. So I think the first part would be Harold, Cody, Trent's there, sorry. So Harold, Cody, and I think actually let's go back. There wouldn't be a tie because Justin would just convince Harold and Trent vote for Tyler. As there's a couple on the card, don't get any further. Episode 15. This is Extreme Sports. So Cody, Harold, Noah. So much Harold. Tennis, Beth. Actually, the weakest person here wouldn't compete, so I'm going to say Beth Cat doesn't compete. So Eva, Gwen, and Lindsay. So I think Eva gets that point. Wrestling, Shauna, Justin, Duncan. I think Duncan gets that point. I think Justin's not winning. It's close between Shauna and Duncan, but I do think Duncan gets a slight edge just because his criminal record, and I think Duncan will be a lot more fights than someone like Shauna. Even though I think Shauna's very strong, I think Duncan's more of a fighter. I think he's been more fights in likes of GV and stuff. And then finally, it's the basketball challenge. So it's Trent and Owen and Lashana. Lashana's winning that. I think Lashana wins. And then they have to do the tie between the grips and the slashers. So they have to do the Justin's got one of it. So here, I feel like the grips lose. I think the grips lose. Or wins. And Noah and Owen and Eva, they're in a little trio. And I think they choose to make Beth or Duncan. I think they're going to choose to get rid of Duncan. He's the bigger threat. He's the biggest threat on the team. Get him out while we can. Let's get rid of Duncan. So my favorite character is out. Merge Day is the merge cast. I think it's a pretty cool merge cast, and I hope to keep that accurate as post merge. Bye bye gaffers. Bye bye slashers. Bye bye grips. So somehow we had Noah, Eva, Cody in the and Trent in the merge. So pretty cool. Episode 16. So this is the laser challenge. So the time bomb. So now that Courtney's not here, Eva would be alright. The time bomb. Lindsay would win it. I don't think Noah or anyone else is winning, so I think Lindsay wins immunity. Sean and Gwen. Noah, Owen, Eva are together. They got Trent. These 4 in an alliance. And Justin, Harold. Lindsay and Beth there working together. So Harold and Justin just kind of the odd ones out. And I think here Noah decides to act his plan to get rid of Justin. Sees there's a couple in the game. So these 4 are for Justin. Noah goes to Justin and says we need to get rid of one of the couples. The girls are threats. We need to get rid of one of the girls. We need to get rid of someone. So Harold's with them. There's 5 of them. These 5 vote for Eva. Justin votes for Eva, and these two probably vote for Eva. So Eva would be out here in episode 16. Episode 17. So create a superhero costume and an obstacle course through as a result. So I think Noah could do it. Noah could make his costume. Cody could make a decent costume. Like, I don't think it would be as enthusiastic as Harold would be. And because Courtney's not here, I think Harold now wins this challenge. So Harold wins. So Noah, Justin goes to Noah and says, let's make a temporary truce. Because they realize there's this 5-person alliance. They can't have that. There are practically 2 couples. There are 3 sets of people. And Justin, he goes to Lindsay and Beth, even though I feel like that they would probably work with them. They like Owen, so they work with them just because of Owen and Noah. They like Owen more than Noah and Justin here, because remember at this point Justin's lost his looks. So I feel like these 5, they don't see Justin as a threat, so I think they vote for Owen, because Owen was a previous finalist. The other 5 vote for Harold as me. I think they would go for Gwen or Shauna, Cody, Trent. So who actually has the most ties to people? And Justin would target Lashana. I think they get Lashana. So Lashana, Owen, tie. Now, I don't know what this tiebreak could be, because if it's an eating challenge, Owen wins. Physical challenge, Lashana. So I think I'm actually if the winter probably Owen. I think Owen wins it. I think Owen actually wins. So I think Owen wins it in the end. Actually, Shauna. I feel like Justin would flip. I think even though he likes Owen, I think he would actually flip. So Owen would go here. Because he would know that Owen's too old to Noah at this point, and there's no way he's gonna get Owen to vote for Noah. Episode 18. Episode 18 on elimination. Episode 19, The Princess Bride. So Lindsay's the princess. I think who fails getting across, Beth would fail. Harold would get across. Shauna gets across Gwen. Trent. Noah's gonna fail. I think Cody would fail. Then at this point, Shauna, Gwen, Trent. Harold's will trick, so it's Justin and Lindsay. But Justin wouldn't want to hit a girl, so I think Lindsay would win immunity here. So, Gwen, Trent. Justin. Usually Justin goes here, but these 2 are working together. Harold wants to go with Justin. Noah probably wants to work with Justin at this point because he's going to know that there's this 5-person alliance. So I think Justin's still gone here. I don't think anything's really changed. So Justin's out. Episode 20. So this is getting a clue. So Harold's quite authentic. There's no one obvious that will get accused this time. So Noah realizes Gwen, Trent, and LaShawn are very close. I think Noah will try to go to Beth and Lindsay, and they're not really going to care, but it's like, okay, look, I know we're not the best birds, but if you vote me off, there's this 5-person alliance. Do you really want to take that chance that they're going to vote for you off? So I think Noah, he's the schemer. I think Noah's going to do some scheming. There's no way Noah's not going to down out a fight. And I actually think Noah getting the clue. I think Noah wins immunity. I think Noah actually wins. I think that Noah gets all the clues. He figures out who is in this version. It's probably someone like Cody or Shauna. So Noah wins, which isn't a bad thing, because Noah will say would have gone home. So these 5 would actually target between Lindsay and Beth. I think they would choose to eliminate Beth because Beth's the smarter of the two. And out of the two, she would do better in challenges. I think they would see her as a bigger threat than Lindsay. So Beth's out. I also will be doing Cobra Kai theories on the channel. Doing them soon. I'm just the Tori one if she didn't return to Cobra Kai. I'm waiting on that one till I at least rewatch the series because I think I don't want to miss anything on it, so I want to make sure that I get it right. And that's that. Anyway, back to the theory. Episode 21. First of all, Owen would now come back as a mole because his jaw would never get broken. So, this is the rock and roll challenge. So, Lindsay does bad. Noah would be alright. Trent's a bit like Duncan. I could see Trent being pretty good here. I think Trent was actually pretty good at this challenge. And Harold, he's Harold. Sean and Cody and Gwen would be okay. So, trashing the room. Paparazzi, I think Harold would be decent. Shauna, Cody, Trent's pretty good. Gwen's alright. Gwen's alright. Lindsay and Lindsay pretty good. Noah, probably I don't think Noah would be that good here. Trashing the room, I feel like here, trashing the room. I think Trent actually wins immunity. I think Trent would win immunity. And the 5 agreed to get rid of Noah. So Noah's out, which really sucks at this point, because even though they want to get rid of Lindsay, I think they would see that they like Lindsay more than they like Noah. So they're just dominating the game. Actually, Noah would go to Harold and says, you want to keep Lashana for yourself, why don't we get rid of Gwen or Trent? So I think, but they like each other, so I think here, Lashana realizes Cody's here, but I think her and Harold, she has Lindsay, so I think they just vote for Noah. So I think Noah's out, and Lindsay's on her own, so Noah's gone. Episode 22, fighting in a robot suit, so I'm just going to do the pairs that I like. So I think Gwen, Trent, Harold, Lashana, Lindsay, and Cody. So, actually, so I'm going to do guys versus girls. I think that's more interesting. So it's whoever I think would win between the guys and the girls. I think the girls probably win it. I think the girls win it. Actually, no, I think the guys win it. I think Harold have some mad skills. And these three die at Lindsay. Shauna tells Lindsay to target Trent, target Cody. So I think Lindsay would go Harold. So I think Lindsay goes home. Episode 23. So this is the vomit combo whoever lasts the longest. So Trent doesn't handle pain very well. He's out. Cody's doesn't do well. Harold's out. Shauna and Gwen. Gwen drank out of a toilet, so I think Gwen has an iron stomach. So I think Gwen wins immunity. And these three, they convince Cody between Shauna and Harold. They would vote for Shauna because Lashana's the bigger threat of the two. And in this timeline, Lashana, Gwen's closer to Harold. So I think she gets rid of Harold here. Gwen's closer to Lashana. And she wants to keep her friends around in the final four. So sorry, Harold, you're out. Episode 24.
Episode 24. This is where we have the animal buddies. So, what animal buddies do they get? Well, this is interesting because we have a completely different final four in a what if scenario. So, I decided to think what they would probably pick. So, I think Lashana, being a smart player, would realise that she's probably going home if she doesn't pick an animal. And I think she would pick the raccoon because it's the easiest to carry. I think Trent would let Gwen go next. I think Gwen would. I don't think Cody would want a bear, so I think Cody would probably pick. So we have the bear, the shark, the chameleon. I feel like Cody would want the chameleon. I think that's pretty cool. Trent would get the bear, and I think Gwen would just get the shark. I think Gwen gets the shark. And out of the 4, I think Lashawna could win because she has the easiest task. Like, she wouldn't be doing like Beth was. Whereas everybody else would take some time, like Gwen's not going to be able to, might have lost the chameleon. And the chameleon could change colours, but no one's been sabotaged this time. Trent's running away from a bear, so I think he's not going to do that well here. And Cody, he can't carry a shark, so I think Lashawna wins. Lashawna goes to Cody and says, I'll help you get rid of Trent. So these two go for Trent, and Gwen and Trent vote for Cody. So I think Trent and Cody tie, but wouldn't be a double elimination because there's no mole. I think Trent's going to beat Cody in just about any tiebreaker situation. Episode 25, we have... So, this is Mutiny on the Stage. Okay, so this is basically an obstacle course and getting all the questions right. So everyone would get the questions right the race to the end. It's very close. And Shauna, she realizes that she needs to beat Gwen and Trent because obviously she's not going to be making it to the finale if that's not the case. So who would actually lose? I'm not sure who would lose this. I think it's very, very close. And third place, Gwen. I would say Gwen. Gwen was the finals. So I think Gwen would come third. She wouldn't care about the money. She'd want Trent and Lashawna to win it. I think Gwen. I'm not saying Gwen would throw. I don't think Gwen would necessarily throw the challenge, but I do think Gwen would come third out of these two people. It's also worth noting that I've had to omit someone in this episode, which wasn't the case originally because this wasn't episode 24 wasn't a double elimination, but this is where we want to get rid of the extra person. So they each get winning endings. So Gwen, this is pretty difficult for her. I think for Trent, Cody, Trent, Harold, Trent, Lindsay, Lashawna, Noah, Trent and Lashawna. I probably think he would vote for. He wouldn't vote for Lashawna because she threw the marshmallows in season 1. So I think Noah would probably vote for Trent, Beth Lashawna, Justin Lashawna, Owen Lashawna, Trent. I think he votes for Trent because he's got friendship with him. Either I think she would vote for Lashawna. She'd respect her as a strong player. Duncan Lashawna, Tyler, Trent, Katie Lashawna, because even though they never interact with Lashawna, apparently they like her very much, so I'm keeping that. Zeke, Trent, and Lashawna, I probably think he votes for Trent. DJ, Lashawna, Trent, I think. I'm not sure, I probably think he votes for Lashawna, so Izzy, Lashawna, Bridget, Trent, Heather. I think she neither one, but I think she votes for Trent. She definitely hates Lashawna. Courtney, Trent, and Lashawna, probably Trent, and Jeff, Trent. So Owen was still far, which that horrible smell, and they each get what ends. People that are going to vote for Trent leave, and people that are going to vote for Lashawna leave. So I think that's the endings, and I think my canon winner in this season would be Trent. I think Trent going through his relationship, a series full of events and hardships of battle, Trent manages to win. But if you prefer Lashawna as an option as well, because I know a lot of people are fans of Lashawna. So thank you guys for watching. This is the elimination I think season would have gone if there were 3 teams in Total Drama Action. And yeah.